Hello and welcome everyone. Today we will be discussing about the gaseous exchange in human. Human exchange gases to get energy. It involves respiration. Respiration involves breathing, gaseous exchange and cellular respiration. Breathing is first process of respiration. It is in and out of gases and also called ventilation. When air arrives at alveoli, then second process takes place which is known as gaseous exchange between air and blood. Now third process will take place known as cellular respiration, in which oxygen goes in all the cells of the body and glucose will break down in the presence of oxygen. As a result, we will get energy. Because we are terrestrial vertebrates, our respiratory surface is located inside the body, inside of thoracic cavity and air passageway, in the form of alveoli, contained in paired organ lungs. Now what are lungs? Each lung is soft, spongy and pinkish in appearance. It is wrapped in two pleural membranes. The space between pleural membranes is filled with fluid called pleural fluid that acts like a lubricant. This makes breathing movement easier. Lungs are enclosed in a bony cage made up of flat sternum in front, 12 pairs of ribs from front to back where vertebral column is present. Ribs are attached with intercostal muscles. In lower part of thorax lies a sheet of muscle called diaphragm, which separates it from abdominal cavity. Each lung is made up of millions of alveoli. The air passageway consists of nostrils, pharynx, larynx with a lid-like cover called epiglottis. After larynx there is a trachea and then bronchi and bronchioles and then lungs, which are made up of millions of alveoli. Air from outside enters into the nasal sacs through external nostrils. This entire passage through which air passes is lined up by mucus-secreting ciliated cells. The internal surface has rich blood capillaries which turn the incoming air slightly hot. The hairs in nasal sacs as well as ciliated epithelial lining and mucus keep the air clean by trapping and removing dust and germs. This ensures clean air to approach the respiratory surface. Now what is trachea? The internal opening of nasal sacs open into a long tube called trachea. In its beginning, there is a box like larynx or sound box, containing vocal cords to produce sound. The opening of larynx is known as glottis, which has a lid-like cover called epiglottis. During swallowing food and drinking, the epiglottis closes the glottis to prevent any food to enter into the trachea. Trachea has C-shaped cartilaginous rings which prevent it from collapsing. Now what is bronchi? Trachea and center of thorax bifurcates into two smaller ducts or bronchi. Each bronchus do have C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Bronchus of each side enters into the respective lung. As soon as it enters into the lung, it breaks up into many smaller ducts or bronchioles. Now what is bronchiole? Each bronchiole is very thin tube that opens into air sacs or alveoli. This is all for today's class. In the next class, we will be discussing about homeostasis. Consider supporting my channel. Take care of yourself and your lovings. Goodbye.